Okay, and we should be live. Welcome to another stream. 1 second, I gotta shut my door real quick. My dogs are having a little fun in another room, and I can hear them through the mic. All right, so yesterday I finished some of my work on my physics testing and low-level physics that I've been working on. I'm going to be working a little bit more on that. So before I had actually working tile map collider and stuff, and I basically was wanting to actually update it to my new base class that is going to be the foundation for the low-level physics. I'm going to just get out of Discord real quick. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. I'm going to just check my audio real quick and make sure everything sounds good. I love how YouTube Studio says it's like been an hour when I've definitely not been live for an hour, but oh well. Let's begin. Also, I'm gonna move this over here. So, I am currently working on this. Let me actually get out here, and so I can actually show people this. Let's begin. There we go. All right, so working on low-level physics, I got basically like the start of like generic components and colliders and a few other things. So I actually have like a custom low-level like box collider now, and I also have, well, I'm calling it rectangle shape because like the new physics system, like box 2D version 3, they call it like PhysicsShape, and UNT's low-level physics call it like a PhysicsShape as well. So instead of saying like box collider, I'm just calling it like SF rectangle shape. But I shared a little post in community yesterday, and do note, if you see a couple like warnings, I gotta update the validation for like a couple things. They are actually valid. I just gotta like update like an override like valid stuff for a couple different things. So let's actually begin. Yeah, so got myself a new little shape. Cannot destroy. Wait. Oh yeah, I was messing with stuff that is owned. Oh, whoops. That actually, okay, yeah, so I was in the middle of doing this. Oh yeah, so let's actually get this. Okay, so where in the world? Yay. Okay, so let's do owner. Select word. Shape equals. Oh yeah. All right, so first things first, whenever you're working with like the physics system, you gotta actually tell like what is the owner of like the body and shape components, or technically they're structs, not components. But I was actually updating some of this, so I actually need to go to where I'm creating the shape specifically, and I need to actually set that real quick. So in create shape set owner, yeah, I just forgot to actually say shape owner key. And actually, instead of saying shape owner key here, I probably should say, because I have like a new field called owner, and whenever I set it, it actually updates the values this. So I am actually going to do this real quick. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. So instead of saying owner, I'm gonna say shape.owner. Yeah, we'll do this instead. We're gonna say owner equals this, and basically whenever I like set this, it will actually check to make sure that I'm not like trying to set the owner as a null value, and it will actually set the owner and the body key. And now I need to make sure that I'm not also setting this down here. Yeah, okay, good. So I need to actually remove that now because we don't want that. And we want to make sure that we're only setting this here. And also, just in case, we want to make sure that the shape is valid before we actually try to set the owner. Same thing here. And now, all right, so now that actually should, so all our physics shapes now should actually have like actual set owner and body. So if I actually like click play here, our new little rectangle shape that I made yesterday now should have a couple things, more things working. Yeah. So as you see, it collides with platform. And nice thing about the like new little physics stuff is with the old collider system, you could only have like you had to actually use like the game object layer. With the new low level system, you can actually set multiple things. So like let's say I want the player to interact with like or I want this like cube here. We're gonna say this is our cube. Is a platform and a one-way platform. I could actually have it where it counts as a player platform, one-way platform, so forth, like that. And the reason why that's useful is now if I have like a let's say for the player. Oh, actually, here's a good example. So let's say you have an enemy, right? I'm gonna actually like exit out this. We're gonna say box turtle. We're gonna just call this a box turtle. Let's call this a box turtle, right? So let's say we have box turtle. I'm gonna add a sprite real quick just so we can actually like sprite renderer. Yeah, let's do this. This is gonna be a really better way to examine this. Let's just do bloom bug. I'm gonna just shove a bloom bug in here. Excuse me. Sprites. Enemies. Where is my? Yeah. Okay. Nice Unity. It does not actually see the sprite from here. All right. Well, whatever. We're gonna just do this and I'm actually gonna drag this out here, and I need to update it. We actually need to update them anyways to do physics system. So we're actually gonna use this. So remove this script because that script is no longer gonna be a thing. I completely am walking away from like box collider and rigid bodies. This is gonna be purely low-level physics. Let's do controller. I believe. I called it oh, actually I made the player controller already, so I actually made the new player controller low-level, like the low-level physics component. I need to make the enemy controller. That's actually not that bad. Like making an enemy controller is actually going to be super easy with the low-level physics. But for now, just show this off. I'm going to just give him like a new low-level collider for physics. So remove that. Yeah, drag it up. There we go. Okay, Unity, come on, there we go. So think about like the high level which physics like box collider and so forth. It was based off of the actual game object layer. With the low level physics, you actually have a custom context filter. So I can actually give each object inside low level physics a different category, and it's actually enum filled. So let's say I want this enemy to be like I want this to be an enemy. So this would be the same thing as setting this layer as enemy. But the nice thing about it with the low level physics, maybe I want to have an enemy that's also a platform. So you might have an enemy that like if you hit it from the sides, it hurts you, but like maybe it has like a turtle shell or something and you can like jump on it and ride on it. Well, instead of having to like do extra checks inside your code for like if this enemy has like certain like components that make it act like a platform, in low level physics, you can actually set objects to have multiple physics layers. So now this enemy is on the physics layer for platforms and on the physics layers for enemies, which simplifies a lot of things. So now if I actually hit play here, actually let me make sure I got everything else set up. Make sure that I have dynamic. Okay, yeah. If I click play now. There we go. So now if I actually step on him, boom, the enemy now acts as a platform. And you can actually make it you can also make it where like it only like interacts whenever you're within like touching within a certain distance. Also, you'll see random no reference errors. That's because I haven't like updated everything to low level physics. I've already like started doing it. I had all the components at one point, but I decided to create like just a foundation system, and now I need to like update it to the foundation system. Yeah. Also, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can just like super speed bullet it. But yeah, so as you see, little physics collider is working. So let's go ahead and start working on what I was wanting to do today. I don't have like a lot of time, unfortunately, because I do gotta like do a lot of work stuff today. But I want to update other components to it, the system I made. So let's go ahead and actually like do that. I'm gonna actually enter and then exit the play mode just so I can get the warnings. Yeah, so should be here. So at the current moment, there's a base class and it is marked abstract. So yeah, basically I inherit from this, and like my other components will instantly become a low level physics component. There is a create shape method. And basically I need to override this whenever I'm using a component that has multiple shapes that combine into one. For example, tile map shape. So tile map shape basically takes like all the tiles and then it combines into one shape. But the thing is, if you have tiles that are like separate islands and stuff like this, so like this is one tile, or this is one physics shape, this over here is another physics shape, and then like down here is another physics shape. Technically those are 3 different physics shapes, but they're all using the same tile shape. So whenever I have like a actual component that has multiple shapes in one, I need to update the validation. So let's do this. Basically what I need to do is honestly, it's like get rid of these errors, or well, it's not errors, just to actually make sure like the shape is valid. All I gotta do is technically do I could just say shape equals I can literally just do actually I can just do this for now. I can say if own shapes actually it should have a check up here to make sure like own shapes is actually created to do I will need to add a check, but for now, if own shapes is created, and is own shapes, by the way, is a native list, so it's like a low level native list. People probably seen like native arrays. There's also native list as well. Make sure it is created and say own shapes dot length, I believe, is greater than 0. I'll just merge this into a pattern real quick. Some people might think this looks more ugly, but it's a little bit easier for me because I know like, okay, these are both like a type or like values that are inside own shapes. So if own shapes is created and the length is greater than, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just say shape for now equals own shapes 0 dot shape. Right. Oh, I should also wait. I should make sure. It's supposed to be actually need to make sure. Actually, no, we already make sure like the shape is valid before adding. So we actually don't need to check for valid there. So now if I actually go to rooms and if I actually go platforms. All right, so gotta change its owner after it's been assigned. Oops. Apparently I also sent this somewhere else. Let's do. Oh, I probably forgot to remove it and oh yeah, okay. I did not. I need to actually do this. Shape owner. Shape dot set owner. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, so it is saying making sure like this one should be the one that came. Yeah, okay. So what is happening here is. All right, maybe I might have to change like when I'm like setting this. Owner equals this, yeah. So currently I'm calling it after like create shape, but I might want to call it like during the shape geometry creation. Let's do this instead. Okay, how about this? Owner shapes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I know what. This should only happen. Not composite shape. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we just need to make sure that this is not a composite shape and so forth. Mm-hmm. So just mainly cleaning up all this and make sure like I got all my validation stuff checked. Okay, so actually easiest way to check this is basically whoops, no, wrong one. I don't want to disable that one. I want to disable this one. Yay, no more warnings. Okay, cool. Yeah, there we go. And just to make sure that that also didn't mess with like anything else, let's make sure I'm actually still colliding with the physics shape. Yep, okay, cool, it worked. All right, next thing. Okay, so we now we got to check. I'm gonna actually check for body because now we gotta also do the same thing here. Um, hmm. Oh, whoops. I was literally like very apparently I was super tired when I did this. I was like, wait a second, that looks weird. All right, well, there we go. So next thing we gotta do, same thing with like whenever we're like creating shape for composites, we also need to make sure that the body also is not being recreated. Um, actually, wait, we can actually do the same thing here. doesn't, if I remember right, you can just grab the body, right? Yeah, okay. Da, 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 da. Wait, this should only be returning if own shapes is not created. Alright, we're gonna have to check this out. Okay. I'm gonna make sure this is not like this is actually not being hit, because the only by looks of it, that part is actually not like going through and that, and it's actually returning here, but it shouldn't be returning because this should be created. I'm gonna double check though. Let's actually go through here. Okay, so also this runs in edit mode, or like it runs in edit mode too, but it's a lot faster than like the block slider, so not worried about like updates in edit mode. Okay, so it actually did go here. Question is, okay, so false. Boop, boop, boop. Go. Think. All right. All right. So now we're on time up. So the first 2 times it ran, it was actually running on like the player controller, or the box rectangle. So now is composite shape. His own shapes is created. Yes. But oh, okay, yeah. So for some reason, yeah. So just for some reason, this is not. Oh wait, is this by any chance running on validate? Or like, oh, you know what? Okay, so I think I see what the issue is. So on validate, right? I just create the shape. The thing is, on enable. Oh yeah. Okay. My bad. So I need to also go if composite shape. My bad. I forgot to do that. Okay. So that should be that should be why like the body was not being validated. I hope. We'll find out. Okay, yay. Okay, so that gets rid of that one. All right, so now the low-level physics is actually properly validating like tile map shapes. And the reason why I want like tile, make sure like the physics is like has validation is this way, like you can actually do like what is called shape proxy, and shape proxy is like a really cool dynamic way to do like ray casting or any type of query casting. Okay, yeah, so my character can still like collide with the custom collider system. All right, so one last thing we got to do is we just have to say, and I'm pretty sure this is actually going to be on. Oh yeah, so this is also on validate to do. So shapes is probably running here as well. All right, create shape. Now I wonder, I probably should actually just say, I might actually want to just actually say reset. Well, actually, no, it's, wait, that should be just short body, shouldn't it? Oh, wait a second. I actually don't need that. Because I actually destroyed shape here. Okay, so we aren't hitting this anymore, so the physics body is valid. And this looks like it is only happening for the tile map platforms. So shape was not valid. Okay, so I'm assuming that if we go to our tile map, and if anybody wants me like go step by step go through like what all this is and how it's done, I can. You can actually use like the physics component. Like I can even do other simple, like I can even do like destructible 2D terrain demonstrations too. Because fun fact, GNT added a custom like a low-level physics destructor, and you can do like if anybody's played like Worms 2D, physics destructor built into Unity 6.3 and newer. It's literally a way to do like destructible sprites and stuff like that. So like imagine like you can freeze water and then like you can break the ice if you're doing like a Metroidvania RPG game. I use that example is because that's what I'm going to be doing in a little bit. But if anybody wants to see any examples of stuff, I can actually show. So I'm actually going to put a let's actually put a breakpoint right here, and I'm gonna actually enter play mode, and let's go. Or not play mode. Oh, I forgot to remove that. No longer need that. All right, next one. All right, so I really like the fact that I can do this without actually having to enter play mode because technically I don't really need to enter play mode, but it's just I have a tendency to just go ahead and do it. Okay, so make sure. All right, so. All right, so yes, own shapes, shape. Just need it. I think it's called like where is it is own equals false. Oh well. I'll come back to like that one part. So it looks like that's the last part that I need to like actually like do for validation, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and start working on new component. I'm trying to make these. I'm going to be making these like on GitHub. Well, technically they're already on like a GitHub that people can go to. So if anybody's ever curious about them, I'm going to go here though, and I'm going to create the next component. So we already have the rectangle, SF circle, component. Oh god, I forgot my own naming convention. I named that right. Nope. I was doing this at like midnight last night. Well, I was super tired, so. Alright, well, let's say we're gonna rename this right away because I'm trying to keep them all like the same thing. SF circle shape. And I can show how easy it is to create custom physics colliders now. Alright, literally to create a custom physics collider with what I was setting up, I can literally just inherit from that the SF shape, and I'm gonna do physics low level. And basically like whenever inheriting from it, there's literally just a method called create shape geometry, and I literally just got to override that to choose what I'm doing. So I'm gonna check something. Basically let's actually do this so I can remember my midnight coding. But let's do a couple things first. Let's add a radius, float radius. And let's just say I'm gonna actually just give it a default of like 1F. Actually, wait, let's do 0.5. And usually what I do is I actually have like checks. So I usually have like a minimum allowed size, and I'm gonna just say instead of that we're gonna say float. We're gonna just say 0.00001F. This way, like if someone's trying, like if someone's actually trying to like make the like collider, like PhysicsShape below like a certain below a certain point. For example, like if I try to like make it this below a certain point, it will actually stop at like a certain thing, so it won't let me go all the way to 0, and I will even print on warning. That way people know like, hey, your error collider is trying to be too small. It kind of helps prevent some errors. I'm gonna just say if min allowed size, actually since we're doing float, actually yeah, we'll just do this, is greater than the radius. We're going to make the radius equal to the min allowed size. That way it doesn't go like to 0 and it doesn't get too small. And I'm going to say shape. So shape is a physics shape. In low-level physics in Unity, physics shape is like the same thing as like the collider. And so if you see like physics shape 2D, that's not the same thing. So there's a physics shape, which is the new one, and then there's physics shape 2D. Physics shape 2D without the 2D is actually the new low-level physics. This is like the same thing as a box collider, pretty much. And then like if you see anything that's like a physics body, this is like the same thing as like a rigid body, pretty much. So yeah, so if anybody ever sees me use the word shape and then one person or like some people see me use like physics body, just know that is the equivalent of that. And I'm sorry if you guys heard that notification go off. That was very loud. Yeah, so I could just say shape, and I could say shape equals, and in low-level physics you can actually just say take your body and you could just say create shape. And there's actually a circle geometry. The circle geometry create is actually built into the low-level physics system. Thank you, Melvin May. Melvin May is the Unity dev that literally made this entire thing possible. But there is a couple different methods you can do inside low-level physics. Hey, Phantom Knight, how are you doing? You having a good morning? Welcome to the stream. If anybody has any questions about the low-level physics, I will try to do my best. I'm still learning the low-level physics, but like if anybody wants me to try to do like destructible terrain, because again there is actually like a built-in destructible terrain system in 6.3 now, 2D, specifically 2D physics. Like that is actually just straight up built into Unity now. So if anybody's ever played like Worms 2D, that's actually a thing. But yeah, so you could actually just say circle geometry create radius, and you can actually put in like a center point for it. So you can actually create like a local center point. Oh yeah, I forgot YouTube did that. I saw your picture. I was like, Cold, you have to do a new thing. We'll continue stream, Cold. Yeah, I'm actually working on the physics system for the Metrovania. Like I'm about to reach the point where I could actually just focus on interactable environments like freezing water, like electrocuting water, and like stuff like that. I just gotta finish a couple of things. I had a lot of it working, but it was getting messy, so I kind of just like created a new like I made a foundation system and everything's being built on it for like improved workflow. It's been allowing me to make a lot more features a lot faster. Yeah. Oh, almost. Speaking of that, I almost introduced a bug. So you tell the geometry, which describes like the vertices of the shape, so like the actual like outline and the actual like shape, like visual like appearance and area. And then another thing you need to do is send the physics shape definition. The physics shape definition is like the contact filter. So if I actually go back to Unity, it's contact filter. It's also how you do like ice physics, like if you want to do like a friction bounciness. So if you want like a bouncy platform, stuff like that, or if you want like rolling resistance, so like a stone rolling down a hill to slow it down, will slow down and slowly like lose speed if the terrain is made by like a really high friction material, stuff like that. But yeah, so I already have a shape definition. I literally forgot. Oh no, I just hit the wrong word. Yeah, so literally this is it. So with the base class I created called SF shape component, I actually go into Unity now, if I actually save this, let Unity compile, we should have a new like a low-level physics component type. So I'm going to say SF circle. Yep, there you go. Yep, that's how easy it is to actually create like a new components and new collider types inside Unity Physics. And just to show that it already works, I'm going to actually this shape is going to be our a player. Yes, it's going to be a player, and make sure it contacts with like platform G out. And we're gonna do, I'm gonna make sure everything else is set. I had it where like it would try to set up almost everything by default. So we hit play now. There you go. This circle actually works. I didn't set the the stuff for the rectangle. Yeah, and just to prove that low-level physics also allows you to already like interact with it like player-wise and so forth. I'm going to make this sphere or circle, I'm going to make it a platform and also a player. So by making it, you can actually set multiple physics layers. So now, boom, I have a push system and a pull system. Yeah, so now, so I can also, so we already have interactable crates that you, and objects that you can pull and push. Oh yeah, Cold. I don't know if you saw like the new like enemies and art and stuff. If I actually go to like I heard that. Actually, I'll actually open up Sprite. That way people can see it a little bit. Actually, let's do this. I'm gonna just open up an Explorer real quick. That way I can actually like bring him in. Sprite. Oh, wrong Sprite file. 1 second. I gotta see what my dogs are doing. My dogs are grabbing around. Okay, not my dogs. My cat. My cat is literally doing something. Why is... Oh, okay. I accidentally grabbed the meta file. That's why. I was like, what? Yeah, so work in progress. Wolf Enemy. Still working on him a little bit. We got a few things to actually work on, but yeah. But we're slowly getting there. Biggest thing is like getting the physics system done and so forth, and having it where everything with that. Oops. Okay. Wait a second. Oh, hold on. Let me go, and I gotta go back to my file map shape real quick. Using. I remember that using statement. Where did I missed a array to clean up. I will. I disposed. Yeah, okay. When using low-level physics system and stuff, gotta make sure you dispose your stuff. Oh, right. When I added this here, I think I know where. Because I added where's on validate? I'm actually pretty sure I know where I accidentally did this. Yes, okay, that is right. Okay, yeah, so make sure that is created or disposed. Instead of actually doing this, you know what? Instead of actually doing that there, I need to, what I need to do is actually put this here. Yeah, I'm gonna just and remove, also need to remove that. Okay, yeah, I did remove it. I'll validate. Yeah, just making sure. And so I'll just do this here. And I actually want it to be persistent. There we go. Also, notice I am using a native list, not a native array. Just there's a little bit of difference. Random spelling error. Okay, yeah, there we go. Back to what we were doing. So now I have a custom rectangle and a custom circle collider. And just to show this off, so currently I'm just like making it where you can actually like do radius and so forth. Let's actually add that like onto that. So you can actually add a custom local point. So I'm gonna actually do center point, and I'm gonna actually when selling the circle geometry to create, I'm gonna actually add a new center point, and I can actually show like what this looks like. All right, so as you see, the center is currently 0, 0. If I actually move it, you'll notice that the circle is actually moving off to the right, but the center of like where the circle's actually like made is based off like the original transform. So like local center point is basically an offset. Is basically, that's what it is. I might actually rename that, or like I might add like a little tooltip. And the reason why you might want this, imagine you have a ball and chain. So imagine we have like a little chain. Instead of doing, let's actually do -2. Let's actually do 0. Imagine you have like a little, like a ball and chain that's swinging down from like a trap or something. You might have like chain segments going here, and then you might want your circle to be like offset so it matches like the end, like it's put onto the end of your chain segments. That's why you might want to have like a actual like slider. Help. And the reason why I say that is I'm gonna actually say gear component. Let's actually add a gear component. This is one collider. This is one of the nice things about Unity's new physics system. This is a single collider. Do you know Melvin May was the one that made this? He made some examples and put it on the GitHub repo. So this specific one Melvin May has made, and it's been a huge help to learning. But I really like this. So it's actually a gear, this is a collider with a motor built in. One of the nice things that you can do about the new physics system, you can literally have like built-in like physics motors for colliders. So we have our gear component. I can actually say, I'm gonna just actually lower the radius of this. I'm gonna also like decrease the 2 count. And as you see, it's like very quick on like the update. And I'm gonna enable the gear motor. I'm gonna just 0.5. Maybe actually, I don't know how high this needs to be to actually work. Oh, I technically do not have a scene world. I don't know if it requires a scene world inside of it. Let's actually do this. I'm going to actually set this. I'm going to say 4. I'm going to just set this to like 8. And oh, I just realized. Okay, so I don't know if looks like he only had it updating in like play mode and not actually inside of scene view. That's okay. I can just go on and off. Okay, enable gear motor. Like I said, I'm not the one that made this specific component. So if I'm understanding correct, you could just do that. Okay. Oh, okay. So the visuals are not like updating. I'll have to see like if like anything's changed. I'm pretty sure I just have to add like a scene world. So one of the reasons why I was creating my own custom components, you'll see that there's like a scene world requirement. I didn't want a scene world. I didn't want to like have to worry about like scene worlds and stuff. Um, Scene world is pretty much like it keeps track of like your simulation steps, like your body transforms and like world counters and stuff. I mean, it does more than that, but like it has a lot of stuff. And basically gear lift. Actually, wait. Do I need to have like a? Oh, maybe I do need to have the gear lift on there. I might actually just open up the sandbox because he actually has like a sandbox scene to see like how he completely did this. This I also think this is before they got rid of like the body type thing, so I might have to like pull down the most recent version. But yeah, so you can. Point is, you can make like pretty nice geometry. All right, so tile map collider is done. Well, not done. I want to add some validation. Let's work on Cinemachine camera confiner. So, if anybody's played a game where like your camera does not go off screen, yeah, basically like rooms will have like a little confiner on it. If anybody's used Cinemachine before, people are probably familiar with Cinemachines. Like, I think it's like Confiner 2D, Cinemachine Confiner 2D. The Confiner 2D, fun fact, actually works on Unity's high-level physics. There's no low-level physics version of it, so I gotta actually make it. Yay! So I'm gonna actually work on that. Let's go ahead and do that. So room controller, and scene body and scene shapes are components that is part of the low-level physics system. It's basically like the equivalent of like your like rigid body 2D and so forth, but instead of being like destruct, it's actually the components you got in scene. I don't want to use them though because I actually don't need all that logic that's in them, and I also need my own certain custom logic. And since my code is actually going to be like on a GitHub repo, I don't want to have like extra dependency for extra Unity package. So let's actually start getting rid of this. So I'm gonna actually get rid of that. No scene body. We're gonna do this, and for now I'm only gonna just use a. Oh yeah, I gotta delete the other ones. That's a rectangle shape. Oh yeah, I remember what I was doing last night. I was actually making the scene tools, so like you could actually like drag the components and actually like resize them from inside scene view. You know what? I'll have to do that next stream. That's okay though. For now, 24. And what I'm gonna do is the room controller is actually the custom system made. I created a way that you can actually confine and contain components. Oh my god, my animals are just having like a blast. I see them running back and forth between room to room, just grabbing stuff and running with it. Anyways, so the custom like physics system I made it where there's a thing called like PhysicsShape contain. So you can actually have like custom shape containers to prevent things from leaving. So for example, you might have like a Metrovania room, like maybe like you have like a room like this where there's enemy that goes back and forth. You want to make it where you go to the next room, but you don't want the enemy to be able to escape this room. So like you can actually like just tell that enemy to be a containable shape. And there's actually, I have a system that actually allows me to contain those shapes. And that's what we're going to be using for the Cinemachine low-level camera confiner. So going to get rid of the other stuff real quick. And oh yeah, I was scene tool. Let's go here. So room controller, SF shape component. Okay, good. I already did at least get this. Make sure that no, since it technically is an abstract class, I don't think it'll actually appear inside the inspector. But unless I actually tell it to like a serialized reference, we're gonna find out though. Okay, let's grab, I should lock, or actually I'm gonna just grab the properties of this. Yeah, there we go, okay. Okay, cool with this. Okay, so, and if I actually say, since I did serialized reference, it'll go to SF rectangle. Cool. Just making sure. I should have moved that to a different place. So, as I just realized the, oh no, that's custom editor tool. I actually need to disable that because I actually have a new editor tool for the room grid system. Anyways, so now I need to edit this. This is a Cinemachine extension. Cinemachine actually allows you to add your own extensions, and they actually allow you to take over the camera. So like this is actually a class provided by Unity. You can actually implement it, and you can actually create your own Cinemachine camera controls. And basically, if you actually create your own Cinemachine control, just in case anybody's kind of curious about it, if you actually go down inside the Cinemachine camera, like this little menu here, you'll see at the very bottom, Room PhysicsShape. And you'll notice that my class is called Room PhysicsShape. So this is actually how you add a new extension to a Cinemachine to actually do stuff with that. Instead of Scene Shape, I need to actually say, convert this over to component. I'm going to say confiner shape. Basically, if returns, yep, okay, and do that. And there we go. And there's a couple different things. So before I was actually doing this stuff in here, now I can actually, I probably don't even need this to actually have the shape in here for now. Oh yeah, let's do this. And actually, what would be best way? So I might just support like rectangles for now. For the confinement, because I know there's math algorithms to actually make it where you can actually check like the corners of like the camera frustum and actually keep them inside of shape. But I'm gonna be honest, I only have like about 20 or so minutes left to do this, to work on this before I gotta start working for my job. I just make sure. I already had like part of the algorithm for the rectangle implemented, so that might actually be all I need for now, just to actually have my camera confined again. We'll find out. And I'm gonna just open this up and go here and just grab that, and we're gonna see if this works. Okay. Fingers crossed. Oh, what a thought. When I added the SF rectangle shape, I forgot to switch it to static. I was like, that's not right. Character landed on it and instantly started falling. There we go. And I actually don't need to like do anything with the context list because the low-level physics stuff has some like really cool math helpers that you can actually use outside the physics system, such as checking if like shape. Yep. Okay, there we go. So let's see how far over. Okay. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna actually. I forgot. I had him in there just so I could test him out. I need to actually disable him and actually have the real character spawn in. Where did he spawn? Oh no. Oh, right. Wait a sec, I just remembered why I had this guy here. I was updating the room collision system to actually be able to see like, hey, what room am I currently in? Well, it is a process to update the entire thing, so don't worry about the clone. He's just gonna be sitting pretty for a second. For now, I'm actually gonna just manually say that this is actually our thing. Hey, it actually worked. Okay, so as you see, it actually is confined to like the sides. Okay, next thing I need to do is update the algorithm. Because so here's the thing. At the current moment, I just made a temporary solution. So, you know, I can jump up, camera goes up. But let's say I'm jumping. If you notice, whenever I actually start to like get to the corners and stuff, the current algorithm stops the camera where it's at. But if I move away, okay, yeah, so the camera, like it does. So it just, if I'm like over or leaving like the room on the x-axis with the camera gets stuck on the x and y-axis, not just x-axis, so I need to update the math formula for that. All right, my animals are just having a field day. But so we had to do that for the low-level physics, and then we'll have our low-level physics supporting Cinemachine now. For now, I might not even like worry about it. I might actually just go to like the next part, because I really just want to like update all the components to the new base class. Oh yeah, let's do enemies. Let's get the enemies updated. Let's do Bloomberg. Where's our little friend? There's our little friend. Okay, I gotta lower the volume of that timer. That's super loud. I'm so sorry if you guys hear that. Like, oh god, no wonder why it's so loud. No. Thankfully, I have it where OBS like doesn't make like if audio gets too high on or through mic or like desktop, it automatically like lowers itself. Anyways, so let's make our little bloom bug and let's bring out the zombie as well. Let's bring out our zombie friend. So got our little zombie, got our little like bloom bug. Time to update him. First things first, we're gonna have to enter the prefab. I'm going to actually remove this because that is actually the old script. That's why it says it's missing. And controller 3D. What? It fell. What? They fell check window to get more insight. Wait, huh? We're saving your turn to save prefab with missing cryptors. I've already removed. Oh, it literally re-added itself. That's lovely. I was like, what's going on there? There we go. So yeah. Oh, controller body 2D. I was like, why is it not letting me rename that? Okay. Or like add it. So remove those. And then we're gonna do controller body, controller. I can actually spell correctly. Controller body 2D. The controller body 2D is my custom like physics like character physics system for little physics. Hey Zix, how are you doing? Welcome to your stream. 1 second. Why are you guys being so chaotic? My animals are just having the best day. 1 second. Always love seeing reptiles and cats and dogs just running. We rescued a kitten, and the kitten likes to chase the giant 4-foot reptile and bite its butt. And sometimes the reptile likes to just like, no, stop. Anyways, so controller body 2D is the custom like control physics controller for low level 2D that I was working on. We need to update it now. And it has a huge amount of like systems. It has a custom gravity system with reverse gravity. It has like a wind tunnel system. It has a lot of stuff. You have fun there? Monster? Cat just runs in here, just smiles at me as it's being chased by other animals. They're normally not this energetic. Anyways, so time to update this to the new component as well. So instead of saying PhysicsShape, I'm going to actually say shape component, and I'm going to actually say, yeah, we'll just say shape component, and go see SF shape component. Defining the PhysicsShape I was originally just going to do like a capsule geometry and that's it, but obviously I need to it worked for like just testing purposes, but now I need to actually like make it where you can do any shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and go to a little bug friend here. I'm going to just add a rectangle shape because that actually makes more sense for this, and update him. And actually I should double check to make sure that when I was testing this out, when I was updating from like Unity's collision, oh yeah, I was just making sure I didn't like break the zombie when I was testing this earlier. But we're gonna go in here, make sure that it is considered an enemy, make sure he interacts with platforms, and yeah, that actually is technically all we need. So now if I actually like hit play now, he should work. Should, keyword, I hope at least. He should like collide, like he's not gonna like do like full, oh actually, wait, did I already finish a patrol system? Hey. Okay, cool. Okay, so I already got the control system for that. Cool. I don't remember doing that. You know what? I'm okay with that. Apparently I've already updated the AI patrol to actually work for that. Yeah, so we're gonna just use him, and I'm gonna remove a couple different things because we originally had like a physics shape definition here. Since I'm actually going to be using the actual like component body and shape now, instead I need to actually update that. So one thing I need to do, I actually need to create a new model behavior for capsules, because I have circle, tile map, and a polygon one, but I don't have a capsule shape, which actually is kind of weird now that I think about it. Also, let's open these as well, but domain reload. So we're going to create a new custom physics component real quick. And I'm also going to grab a couple more. I'm just opening this one, and the reason why is because I want to add these. I'm basically just like adding like the icon, so they're not just showing like a scripts thing. And then also adding it to the menu, so Physics 2D low level, SF capsule, and make you 23, and default execution order, you guys should be seeing shape, and then so forth. All I got to do is just inherit from shape component and then override the shape, create shape geometry. And clearly, because the base class I made, it is super simple to do this. I can actually do something similar that I did with the circle shape. So I can literally just grab this. No joke, I can grab this. Whoops. Let's actually just like copy that, and I'm going to just say capsule geometry. All right, so capsule geometry, or whenever you're creating capsule geometry, you have the first center and then the second center. So and basically what that is like, if I actually like, let's actually go to player. So you have two different centers. So one center and then two centers. And basically how capsule geometry work is, it makes a line from the first center to the second one. and then whatever radius you actually place in, it creates a radius around there, around the line. And that's literally how like capsule collision and capsule geometries are actually created. So you can actually just take a couple things. I can take instead of saying I can say top point, and I'm actually going to show something weird that you can actually do with this, and I'm going to just say bottom point. So take the top point, bottom point, and then radius. And now what? I'm going to just say, oh my gosh, what are they doing? My little monster of animals are just having a blast in the other room. I'm going to actually get this a default thing, so go in here just to show this off real quick and pray that I didn't accidentally miss anything, because if I remember right, that's all you have to do. Capsule shape. I actually go here, and if I actually zoom in on this thing, I'm going to just capsule. There you go. Yep, that's literally it. That's all you need to do to create like a. That's all you need to do to create a custom like a collision, or like a custom capsule shape. And just show this off. I'm gonna set this to. I'm gonna make this as a friendly. So for anybody that hasn't seen it, or anybody who wasn't here earlier in the stream, you can actually. The nice thing about the new low-level physics system. The old physics, like you had to do, like a lot of people had to use like the layer, and you had to set your like a collision layer with that. New level physics, you actually can set multiple layers. So this can be a friendly, and it also could be a platform. And I'll show you why I'm doing that in a second. So this can actually be two different physics layers, and I can actually make it where like you can actually jump off of enemies from certain angles. So you can actually have like a enemy that has like that acts as a platform as well, from the top side, but damages you from the left or right. So if I actually like go here and make sure dynamic, yeah, click play, and capsule should just fall to the ground. Yep, there you go. And since I made it a platform as well, also I made it where there's zero friction, so it just acts like ice physics. So as you see, you can literally like just push stuff. I mean, obviously you probably don't want like that kind of ice physics, but I was actually testing out like freezing water and creating like ice surfaces. So I just have like a friction set to 0 at the current moment. But that actually is pretty much all you need to create like custom things. And I want to show this because I really find this funny. If I actually go here and move, there you go. Yeah. Who needs a normal capsule collider when you can actually have something like this? So the nice thing about this is like if I actually want to have this as 0, I'm going to actually set these both as 0. Conveyor belt, there you go. You now have a collider for like a conveyor belt and stuff like that, or anything. Maybe you want to have it for like a sword, so like you actually want to have, or like some kind of like weapon or trap or something that goes at an angle, or maybe you're not using like a tall map collider and you want a slope or something like that. You can do a lot of things. I've seen someone actually use a chain segment, a group of chain segments in low-level physics to create a Sonic, like the old Sonic 2D loops where you actually like run to the right and then you actually go all the way up and back around. So I've actually seen that. So yeah. But yeah, you can actually, so maybe instead of saying top point and bottom point, I should say like point 1 or starting point. Let's actually do that. We're gonna say starting point, because the thing is, like, since you can actually don't add, oh, and then we're gonna say ending point. And I'll go ahead and make sure I do this. I try to add like C-refs. That way, if like anybody's like looking for it, they can literally just like click here and actually like get links to like actual documentation. So by adding this, okay, it opened up on the wrong screen, but by adding this, it actually opens up like Unity's actual documentation page. Trying to make it as easy as possible. So this way, like if anybody's kind of curious about it, they can be like, oh, okay, capsule geometry, and they can just actually like go through and see like all the like fields and stuff straight from code instead of having to like go into the browser and manually search it. Technically, what's it called? Is it Center 1 and Center 2? Okay, it might be called Center 1 and Center 2. All right, you know what? I'm gonna just put this here real quick. Center 1. I'm gonna just add which represents the. I'm gonna just do capsule geometry again. I'm gonna just say Center 1. Whoop, don't need that. This way they can also like just click it, it automatically goes to thing. Small things like that. Teams, if you're working in a team and someone's trying to figure out your stuff, like how you do things, this makes it really nice. All right, now we also need to do this. You know what? I need to check one thing. If you have the starting point and the can they be, is that considered invalid, or does it just make it? Okay, I'm gonna see. I think that just makes it it just acts as a circle at this point. Like it should be a valid shape still. Let me actually double check this. If I remember right, box 3D, if you have a center 1 and center 2 of a capsule be the same thing, it just sees it as a circle or shape, right? Okay, yeah, by the looks of it, that was right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so there we go. We now have our capsule collider. So now I can actually go and we're gonna go to the blood zombie real quick. Put the capsule collider. Okay. And got like 15 minutes before I had to jump out. All right. I'm gonna just go here. Ah, no, I don't want that freaking go here. I'm gonna actually delete it. Okay, so go, and what was the original size of my 0.35? There we go. And now I'm going to actually remove this castle geometry from the controller body 2D. This way we can have different shapes. Also, I need to do the same thing for the player. So capsule, shape. I think his was the same size. I think capsule geometry. No, it was 4.5 for him. All right, I'm gonna also do that real quick. Okay, so now since we got that, and also before I forget to do 22, put this here as well. That should be 24. And there we go. Gonna just get those out of the way now. Now, instead of doing this capsule geometry here, we can say the PhysicsShape actually just yeah, we can actually just say PhysicsShape controller body 2D. Okay, yeah, so I was technically actually creating the entire like controller body, like PhysicsShape and everything in here, but don't really want to have to do that now. Alright, so let's do this then. The way I have it set up, like the shape and the physics of the controller body shouldn't matter. So like there's like a few hundred lines up here, but most of the work is actually done in the physics controller 2D class. Well, like the base of it, like the movement calculation and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure the way I had it set up, I can just actually nuke this. So I don't think now, since I actually got the other way, I can get rid of the draw thing, and I'm gonna have to like actually get rid of the interfaces. These are actually interfaces, Unity, like these are actually Unity interfaces. These interfaces are actually what allows you to actually like create a visual system for like debugging custom collision. So like the reason why you're able to see like my custom colliders and stuff is because of these like interfaces, our world scene, and also that. And I need to just get rid of that as well. All right, and I can get rid of that. That's also part of the interface as well. And now we can start getting rid of these. Okay, so we're gonna say if actually wait. It's gonna be fun. So I was about to say shape component dot shape. Yeah, you know what? We'll just do this. Also make sure that, oh, well, technically that is component if, yeah, you know what? We'll just do this for now. I probably should just check to make sure, like, if this is actually like null or not. Shape component equals null. And then we're gonna say controller body linear velocity, and instead of controller body, we're actually gonna say body dot linear velocity, because this is a physics body. Physics body replaces Unity's rigid body 2Ds. So you'll see the same thing here. So instead of saying rigid body 2D, we say physics body 2D and linear velocity. So get that, and there should be a few more areas I need to actually work on. Okay, so I should be able to just completely remove all of this from the controller body 2D. Yeah, I should be able to actually just remove all this now, since I actually got that one component. So get rid of that. Destroy physics body. Don't need that. Don't need this anymore because that is actually taken care of. Don't need to do anything for on world creation or destroy creation. World creation is like physics world. There's actually a thing called like a physics world. And basically like physics world is a low-level physics isolated simulation, I guess you would say. So like you can actually have multiple like physics simulations interacting separate physics world, and it allows you to make it where certain things cannot interact with some things. Like for instance, maybe you have like okay, I haven't tried this, but you can do it this way. This is just a random idea. You could have it where like you have like a character ability that like turns them into a shadow, and when you turn into a shadow, you leave the normal physics world and you enter the physics world assigned to shadows, and it allows you to now calculate physics based on shadows instead. So that's one thing, like you could actually use the physics world. If anybody's ever seen like that one Legend of Zelda game where you like actually go into like the walls, I forgot what it's called. It's like a you actually like turn into like a little painting and you just go across the walls and stuff. To do that in Unity, you can actually have like your normal like play area here be like the inside one physics simulation. And then what you can do is you can actually make your walls and stuff be a different physics world. And you could just change your character's physics, active physics world and move it to the walls physics world. And you can do some really cool, weird stuff with that. So that's what physics world is. But I no longer need this because that's all taken care of from the SF shape component and don't need this anymore. Don't need, oh, I am actually going to take this because I actually was planning on doing that in here. I actually do need that method real quick. I'm gonna actually put this very bottom. Actually, let's actually put it above the iDraw interfaces. And we're gonna say body shape body type equals I actually need to do this. Basically, like, now I can actually have, by doing this, I can actually have like each different like physics shape. So I can have like the tile map shape have its own like custom like validation and like physics check. And I'm gonna just say I'm just putting this for now. Just gotta, I mean, I will be actually like improving this. Oh, I just realized I didn't have like the word name on there. Yeah, that should. Oh wait, yeah. Also, if anybody is moving from the rigid body 2D, rigid body 2D, there's like a body type in here. I think it's like body type. Yeah, you'll inside the high level components, so like box slider and like cap slider and stuff like that. And inside rigid bodies, you have like this body type, and that's like the kinematic, static, or dynamic. Do you know there is now a body type called physics body? Physics body is the low-level physics version of that. So like physics body, kinetic, dynamic, and static, stuff like that. My animals are just having a lot of fun time right now. So if you see me use physics body, basically, and then like body type, I'm basically just checking dynamic, static, kinematic. I actually don't need this part in the base class. I would need this in like a different class, but I don't need this in base class. So for now, I'm going to just set this out. All right, anyways, now I can get rid of this. Also, I have a cinematic, or I have like a conditional check. This way, this only runs inside editor. Okay, I might have to go see what my chaotic thing my animals are doing. Because I think that's it. Okay, now I can actually go up here and I can actually get rid of these. Yeah, I don't need these anymore. So basically, oh, 1 second. I know what they're barking at. Someone's at the door. I'll be right back. I gotta go open the door. Okay, yeah, that's what they're. Someone was at my front door. All right, sorry about that. Anyways, I think that's it. Okay, I can get rid of this now. Callback targets. Oh, also fun thing about the new low-level physics system. You don't need to be on the object with the collider anymore to get like on-trigger callbacks. You actually just like declare callback targets, and you can actually like have like on collision trigger on one game object, call like on trigger enter on other game objects now. So like, and that's what you can actually like set callback targets. So like if you're ever like doing like a PhysicsShapes, so like just to show you, there is like a callback target, and it doesn't even have to be a unit. It doesn't even have to be a Unity object. It can literally be any type of C# object. So like every single C# object can now listen to on trigger and on contact. So which is really nice. I'm actually using this in my custom like collision detection for characters. So that's why it's like lowercase obj. So that's really good. Just in case anybody, like I'm trying to like share as much information about like the low level physics stuff while I'm working for this, just in case people haven't seen it. Okay, so I can get rid of this. The new setup I did really simplified this process. I think I removed like over half the code inside this one script because I no longer have to worry about it. Now I don't need that anymore. This literally replaces all that code that I did, and it's more flexible. Don't need that. Don't need that anymore. And there we go. And now I just have a couple areas, and I'm gonna just say, oh, actually, there's money going on. And that's really like or sorry, let's say I really don't like that because like fix update operation, like having this inside here. So what, instead of just returning, what I'll probably do is just like error out and be like, hey, no, add a shape component. Yeah, let's just do that. And we'll just do if Unity editor I only want this to like happen. You know what? Actually, there's probably a better way to do this. Instead of doing this, you know what? I'm going to make it where it's guaranteed to be not null. Alright, so I'm going to just say if shape component is not valid, return. And what I'm going to just do here is on awake, I'm going to just go to the physics controller. Let's do physics. Wait, there should be one more. Okay, maybe it was the other one. There we go. Okay, yeah, player controller. And do I have a on start? Yeah, okay, I haven't had to use it yet, but I knew I was gonna have to use it sooner or later. What I might do is inside of the yeah, I'll just do this on start. If shape component equals null, add component, we'll do game object dot add component, just so we don't run into like low level errors or like missing component errors. And I actually don't think I need to call base start because there's nothing inside base start here. All right, we'll just do this. And if I remember right, that component allows me to return it, right? So I can just say shape component. Yeah, we'll just do this. That way we know like there's always like at least a shape component. Oh yeah, I forgot to remove the reset. We don't need that anymore either. Amazing what that one little change allows me to like completely do. All right, and let's go up here now, and actually should be fixed up. Yeah, that way. Okay, so prefix, and I think that's actually it. So I can remove a crap ton of namespaces as well, and I think that's actually it. I'm gonna actually keep this. I actually don't need, or I'm gonna keep like the icon in the execution order, but I do not need the execute always now. And I am gonna actually keep the disallow multiple components. I think that is all of the old or like stuff. I think everything is now moved over. Okay. Apparently I forgot to hit save somewhere. Oh yeah. Oh, whoops. Shape component, not shape. This is actually custom like collision detection for like this actually if it actually uses like native rays to allow for like a quick very quick and like like making it where I don't have to like allocate memory for like a physics checking. Also, it has like built-in like contact filter checks, so I can actually see like is it left, right, up that I'm doing, which is useful for like ceiling checks to see like, okay, am I grabbing a ceiling trying to climb it or something like that. I think that is should be one more area, right? Yeah, okay. Actually, do I want to? I'm not sure. I might. Not sure yet. I'll have to think about it. I don't think I'll need to use it. And oh, where else did I do? Oh, body. Is stuff shape. Shape component. Body. There we go. May seem like a really deep component check, but this is actually like an editor script, so I'm okay with it. I was actually working on a way to make it where I don't have to like manually set up a character. I can just like click a button and it sets up a character for me. Okay, so hopefully everything's just nice and working now because I did just change a crap ton of stuff. So we're gonna like enter play mode and see if the custom stuff is actually just working. We'll find out. Fingers crossed. Oh, yep. Okay, I missed one spot. Wait. Wait a second. Oh. Okay, oh, reference. Okay, oh, you know what? Okay, so I set up the thing, but I don't think I ever actually, yeah, I never said this. Whoops. Actually, what? I just realized we could simplify this. Okay. SF shape component. Out. I can just assign that. I'm gonna say if we don't find the component, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this. If we don't find a actual shape component, then we actually just do that. And that does 100% guarantee that we actually always have like some shape component on there. All right, gigabyte. Do. Oh, this is my bad. Yay! Okay, that may seem like off, but that actually was working. Whenever I haven't set up the filter list, like that's all, the only reason. But that did actually work as expected. So yay! Now since I actually know that's working, now I can click play, and that should be it. Hopefully. Yay. All right, cool. And now we got everything updated. Okay, so we got a low-level character controller. We can actually start like using a burst compiler and multi-threading some stuff. And we can actually start implementing like void flocking for like smaller like flying enemies to actually have like enemies like flock towards you with multi-physics or multi-threaded physics. The goal is to have like high performance like physics system that actually is just like all pure like burst compiled. Just ignore it as assembly code. Just pretend you don't see anything like that. If you haven't used like burst compiler before, just don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Okay. So we got ourselves a custom rectangle collider or rectangle shape, which replaces box colliders. We got the capsule shape, which replaces capsule collider. We got the tile. So yes, try and think what else. The Cinema Machine I will go back to in a bit. Because at the current moment, like the camera is confined to each room. Like there's like it actually is confined to each room. It's just if I reach the end of the room on the x-axis, it also freezes the y-axis. I just gotta like tweak the math formula for that. But yeah. So I'm gonna just do 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna see about destructible terrain. Okay, I know that sounds weird, but I do gotta do some more stuff. Hey Nathan, how are you doing? So we'll continue. I don't know if you caught how much of the stream you caught, but welcome to stream. This is using Unity's new low-level physics API, basically, and you can actually use it to create your own custom physics system. So I've basically been creating my own like character colliders, my own like tile map colliders and stuff like that, and even like burst, like using like the burst compile like compiler to actually like make it run really fast. Also, got to make sure that I be careful because since it's low-level physics, you can very well create some interesting memory leaks if you're not careful. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I will need to remember to add like a memory leak check in the SF shape class. I'm going to just make a note here. I need to add one more check for like disposing the native list for owned from shapes. Technically, I need to actually before I can dispose this, I actually need to do a couple things for cleanup. So if I forget to do that, I'm doing pretty good. I've been trying to work on like learning pixel art and also like improving my knowledge of math. And like last week I've had like a really good breakthrough of like doing stuff, and it's been really nice change. I will be I'll try to get everything on like I'll try to make sure all the commits are on GitHub. Also, if anybody's wondering about the code and stuff, I don't know if anybody's been on my stream before. I've been working on actually adding all of it to public repo. So like I need a like warning, this is not stable. It's literally alpha, so like be careful. You might want to just like instead of like putting into your project, you definitely want to just like look for the code and just see how it is. But all the code is technically on a public GitHub repo, and I will push today's updates. A lot of the code will change over next week as I'm finishing moving over to new physics system. Just a warning. But if anybody's wondering about stuff, like the code repo has like a room spawn system, as a character state machine for like patrolling. I need to update the state machine for collision checks for like hole detection and like seeing if an enemy touches wall to make them turn around. But also has a save system that like there's actually a save file, like a encryption save file system actually inside a repo. So if anybody's ever wondering like how to do like a save system and stuff like that, I do actually have it where there's actually like files to show how to do like encrypted saves and stuff like that. Basically, I'm just using like what is called AES, or yeah, AES for like creating what's called a crypto stream. Not cryptocurrency, for anybody wondering. It's basically a cryptic data stream file, and you can actually like encrypt save data and so forth, and it works for like loading and so forth. Like, so if anybody's ever wondering about that. But I will try to like get the commits up on the GitHub I'm doing today as soon as possible before hopefully before I start work. That way, if anybody wants to see it. Documentation, I will have to like run the documentation updater as well. If anybody's wondering, oh right, I forgot. I need to actually change that link. I actually had this link going to the controller 2D, but since that is actually no longer a thing because I actually updated like I didn't pull up the bar. There should be a little bar to the left. Okay, wait a second. I had to actually check the documentation link as well. Oh, right. I actually pushed the update to documentation link on a the alpha branch. Ah! Okay. Apparently my freaking documentation link broke. All right. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go to YAML file. Okay, 1 second, guys. I gotta make sure doc effects. I literally have it where whenever I add a commit to GitHub, it automatically just creates documentation. There's actually just a YAML file that it actually goes to, so forth. Okay, well, some reason the API page is oh, I bet I know what it was. I created a new branch, and I bet I accidentally like set up the branch for that. Oh, also like none of that has any information that's like dangerous to show. It literally is. So yeah, but yeah. I think I might actually have to call it because I do got to do a lot of work stuff. But thank you all for joining. I'll try to do a little stream every morning. It just reached like 10:15 a.m. for me. I'll be trying to do a little bit of streaming every single morning. That way I get a lot of this done, and I will just like try to get the repo to a point where people can just download the package and just start using it, because the package does have a lot of stuff in here. I mean, I gotta like it's very early work in progress. Like it is alpha. I actually have like a work in progress like character stat system and stuff like that. Like it is super early work in progress. But I'm working on editor data. All right, I forgot I need to delete that item. I actually was testing out what happens if I was testing scenarios and purposely trying to error out. So After I get the little physics system done, I'm gonna update the data editor and actually make it use the new UI toolkit stuff. That way it looks a lot better and it just works better. But I am unfortunately gonna have to call it here. I have to open up a different project that I cannot show on stream, and I actually gotta get prepared for a meeting in a few hours for my normal development team. This is my side project at the moment. So I gotta head out. But thank you all for joining. Hope you guys enjoyed me just working on like the little physics system. I will get the repo updated, and I'll also update that the link to the manual because I just remembered that I need to update a YAML file now, since I actually removed the old folder because I was originally using like colliders and I had a different folder naming structure. I gotta just update the YAML file to new folder naming structure, and it'll automatically start building the documentation manual out. But take it easy, everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you, Nate, Zix, Cold, and Phantom. You guys have a wonderful week, and I will try to stream again tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.